Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, and welcome to the SHIT version of the Sportswise Veteran. That's right. So happy it's Thursday. We got one more day, one more work day until a very short work week. So why not do a show today? I was sitting there talking, one of my coworkers, young cat. He was born in 2000, I think it was 2003. We're talking about basketball. He's talking about super teams. LeBron's the greatest. No, MJ's the greatest. Then we talked about super teams. And then another story came up I was reading about. They had the Olympic team announced, all the players on that team. So it got me thinking, I'm like, wow, it's the Olympic year. Another basketball team is going to represent the United States of America. But we're talking about super teams. And it got me thinking, did LeBron start it? MJ, did he start it with the 96 Bulls when they had Scottie Pippen, MJ, Rodman? I mean, you had everybody right there being able to run the triangle. But imagine a team with these players: Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Irvin Magic Johnson, Sir Charles Barkley, Chris Mullins, John Stockton and Karl Malone, Clyde the Glide Drexler, Larry Bird, Patrick Ewing, the Admiral, David Robinson, and Christian Laettner. You can't even get a team like that if you did a fantasy draft on NBA 2K. That is the best team ever assembled. This was the team that we sent to Barcelona, Spain to represent the USA in the 92 Olympics. We're going to talk about how they got selected. Michael Jordan was offered a co-captainship, but he deferred to Bird and Johnson. USA Basketball asked the NBA to supply players to its 92 roster. The league was initially unenthusiastic about this idea. In early 91, Sports Illustrated labeled the forthcoming American roster as the Dream Team on the cover of its February 18th issue. Most of the players on the team were at or near the peak of their NBA careers. Bird had back trouble and was selected due to the team's historic nature. Robinson had played on the 88 Olympic team and was eager to earn a gold medal at Barcelona. Magic had retired from the Lakers in November 91 after testing positive for HIV. His teammates expected Johnson to pass away from the disease, and he later described his selection for the Olympics as, quote, almost like a lifesaver. Evident that he could still overcome the illness and live a productive life. The Australian Olympic delegation prominently threatened to boycott the games in protest to Johnson's presence, fearing that he might infect other athletes. Their threats backfired, however, as Johnson received even more public support. Ewing, Jordan, and Mullen had won a gold medal at the 84 Olympics. Malone had not made the team and saw his non-selection in 84 as a challenge. Jordan declined head coach Chuck Daly's suggestion that Jordan serve as the public face of the team, and Bird and Johnson were selected as co-captains. Over the previous 13 NBA seasons leading up to the 92 Olympics, these three superstars combined had won 10 NBA championships and received 7 NBA Finals MVP awards and 9 regular season MVP awards. So you're asking, in 91, after the 91 college season, why was Laettner selected over players like Shaquille O'Neal? The selection committee considered several college players, including Harold Miner, Jimmy Jackson, and Alonzo Mourning, in addition to Shaquille O'Neal and Christian Laettner. O'Neal was the number 1 draft pick in the 92 NBA draft, but Laettner's Duke Blue Devil teams won consecutive national championships in 91-92. Coached by Mike Krzyzewski, who also was a first-time assistant coach for the Olympic program, Laettner was the Naismith College Player of the Year and scored the game-winning basket as the time expired in the 92 NCAA Eastern Regional Final. Although O'Neal was a 2-time consensus NCAA first-team All-American 91-92, his team lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Laettner's college success and coach's endorsement ultimately secured his position on the team. All right, during the Olympic Games, I've heard a lot of stories about this game, and I'm going to reference it here in a minute, but it's the greatest game never seen before. For one scrimmage, the group was divided into 2 teams. They had the blue team led by Magic with Barkley, David Robinson, Chris Mullin, and Christian Laettner, and the white team led by Jordan, Malone, Ewing, Pippen, and Bird. Drexler and Stockton did not play because of injuries. Daly told the teams to play. All you got now, all you got. White won 40-36 in what Jordan recalled as, quote, the best game I was ever in. And Sports Illustrated later called it the greatest game nobody ever saw. Jordan was the only player that studied the opposition, carefully watching game tapes. He and other Americans enjoyed the opportunity to get to know each other in a casual setting, often playing cards all night and, for Jordan, playing several rounds of golf daily with little rest. Opposing teams, nonetheless, overwhelmed by the talent, the American roster, losing by an average of 43.8 points per game. This was the second largest Olympic game point differential, surpassed only by the 53.5 points per game margin achieved by the 56 U.S. men's basketball team. The Dream Team was the first to score more than 100 points in every game. Its 117.3 average was over 15 points more than the 1960 U.S. team. Magic later recalled, quote, I look to my right, there's MJ. I look to my left, there's Barkley or Bird. I don't know who to throw the ball to, unquote. Daly started Jordan in every game, and Johnson started in 5 of the 6 games he played, missing 2 games because of knee problems. Pippen, Bird, Mullen, Robinson, Ewing, Malone, and Barkley rotated in the other starting spots. Barkley was the only Dream Team's lead. Barkley was the Dream Team's leading scorer during the Olympics, averaging 18 points per game. Although the Players Selection Committee had been unsure of his inclusion, worried that he would not represent the United States well. If you remember back in the early 90s, Barkley had a Nike, I think it was Nike, campaign going saying he is not a role model. He is an athlete. And it kind of rubbed some people the wrong way, but really, athletes are not role models. The closest of 8 matches was Team USA's 117-85 victory over Croatia in the gold medal game. Croatia participating as an independent nation in the Olympics for the first time since its separation from the former Yugoslavia. Briefly led the Dream Team by a score of 25-23 in the first half. By the end of the game, Team USA had pulled away, and Stockton agreed to a Croatian player's plea to, quote, not to shoot. Pippen and Jordan aggressively sought the opportunity to guard Toni Kukoc of Croatia. He had just signed a contract with the Bulls for more money than Pippen, who believed to be the team's negotiation with Croatia had delayed his own contract. Tired of hearing about Kukoc's talent, Pippen and Jordan agreed to, and Jordan later said, quote, not let this guy do anything against us, unquote. McCollum described the two Bulls as rabid dogs against Kukoc. Croatia had lost to the Dream Team 103-70 in their first game. The only team besides Croatia to hold the margin under 40 points was Puerto Rico, who lost 115-77 in the quarterfinals. The legacy of this team is unmatched to any team that's ever played. Any Olympic team that's gone after these guys can't even compete against them. Sports Illustrated later stated that the Dream Team was, quote, arguably the most dominant squad ever assembled in any sport, unquote, and compared it to Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, the Allman Brothers at Fillmore East, or Santana at Woodstock. In 2009, the team was selected to the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Hall of Fame. The following year, the team was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Barkley later said, quote, I don't think there's anything better to representing your country. I don't think there's anything in my life that can come close to it, unquote. Bird called the medal ceremony and the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner the ultimate experience. Magic said, quote, the 92 Dream Team was the greatest moment of my life in terms of basketball, bar none, unquote. Jordan said the biggest benefit for him from the Olympics was that he learned more about his teammates' weaknesses. He later defeated Barkley, Malone, and Stockton in 3 NBA finals. Kobe Bryant and LeBron James said they believed their 2012 Olympic team would win against the Dream Team. Kobe Bryant said, quote, they were a lot older at kind of the end of their careers. We just have a bunch of young racehorses, guys that are eager to compete, unquote. Barkley said that he just started laughing upon hearing Kobe's comments and that the Dream Team would win by double digits. Jordan added, quote, for Bryant to compare those two teams is not one of the smarter things he could have ever done. Remember now, they learned from us. We didn't learn from them, unquote. Bird joked, quote, They probably could. I haven't played in 20 years and we're all old now. Unquote. Every year, no matter what, I look forward to watching the Olympic, or not every year, every 4 years, I look forward to watching the Olympics, especially the dream teams or the USA men's basketball team. It's always fun to watch our superstars go against the rest of the nation and just beat the brakes off of them. So the 2024 roster is as follows. There's Anthony Davis, two-time Olympian with the Lakers. Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bam Adebayo, two-time Olympian. He plays for the Miami Heat. Devin Booker, two-time Olympian from the Phoenix Suns. Jason Tatum, NBA champion with the Boston Celtics, going to his second Olympics. Joel Embiid from the 76ers going to his first Olympics. Drew Holiday from the Celtics is going to his second. Kawhi Leonard from the Clippers is going. Kevin Durant is going to his fourth Olympics, playing for the Phoenix Suns. LeBron James to his fourth Olympics with the LA Lakers. And this was surprising to me. This is Steph Curry's first Olympic appearance. Now, of course, he's playing for the Golden State Warriors. And finally, the sharpshooter, Tyrese Halliburton from the Indiana Pacers, is going to the Olympics. Well, quick show today. Just something I've wanted to do. The Olympic Dream Team is just, I was a 13-year-old turning 14-year-old kid when they played, and it was the height of the 90s basketball. It was one of the best things ever to see. We'd never had pros playing NBA or playing in the Olympics. So these NBA players put together was just amazing to watch. Get a chance, YouTube some of their games or watch The Last Dance on, I think it's on Netflix right now, that Michael Jordan, The Last Dance. And it talks a little bit about the Olympic team. It was so fun to watch these guys just demolish the other countries, but have fun while they're doing it. Again, they're a bunch of guys that love playing basketball. Well, I'm going to head off to dinner, kick back with the family, watch some TV. So I hope you guys have a great evening. This has been the Sportswise Veteran. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your evening, and I will talk to you later.